Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Friday here on Going Optimal. I'm going to do an extra draft today because I got a couple of sweet raids. Luis Scott Vargas sent his crew over here to say hello, as did Just Lolaman. And with this big crew hanging around here, I couldn't sign off. I had to draft again. So we're going to have an extra draft here this fine Friday. And Wizards has reintroduced Ravnica Allegiance to the queue. And I think this format is a lot better than GRN. I think these Ravnica formats that focus on 5 guilds in a set have a real challenge, because on the one hand, they have to have 5 distinct mechanics that are well supported and strong. But on the other hand, they only really get to support half of the color pairs in Magic. So it's really a unusual situation from most sets. Most sets, you cover all 10 color pairs, and you put in like 3 keyword mechanics. You know, you do 3 new keyword mechanics and you cover all 10 pairs. Now suddenly in these Ravnica blocks, you do 5 and you only have 5. It really is tough on designers to the way that Ravnica sets close off your design space and force some certain things can make it for tough draft formats. And I think those exact challenges are what made Guilds of Ravnica a very subpar format relative to what we've seen from modern Magic. Whereas they got luckier here, or did a better job here. There's enough going on between the 5 guilds and the 3 color options and even the 5 color gate options, that even though there's only 5 guilds represented in the lore and the mechanics, you can do more than 5 things, which gives this format a little bit more legs, certainly than the Guilds of Ravnica. And I'm also really excited to draft this against humans, because I spent most of my time drafting Ravnica Allegiance here on Arena when it was bot only, and the bots have serious issues with creating deep replayable draft because they're so predictable. And so I'm really excited that we now get to take on this older format, but as it was meant to, with 7 other humans drafting with you instead of bots, because bots are not where you want to be when it comes to draft. I know where you want to be when it comes to Magic retail, though, and that is my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. Card Kingdom are purveyors of all the stuff you need for your tabletop Magic game. They have singles, they have supplies, they have sealed product, they have the best buy list in the industry. Honestly, if you're looking to turn cardboard into cash and you don't start with Card Kingdom, you're not doing it right. I would put good money that if you take a random pile of cards, say, give me a random pile of 100 plus rares and mythics or whatever, and you price that out on a buy list anywhere in the world, Card Kingdom is going to give you the best money on that. So be sure to check out their buy list, and their inventory is great too, so that if you want to convert that into the 30% bonus for store credit, you know that your store credit is going to be well spent, because they have so much inventory that you're going to be able to get whatever you want with that credit. I have one other sponsor I want to mention too. That's my buddy Oni Spumoni. Oni is the designer of my channel here. So if you like the graphic design of this Going Optimal channel, that was from Oni Spumoni. And Oni has a website called Spumoni Works where you can get some of his physical stuff. A lot of cool merch over at Spumoni Works. Neat pins, not just Magic stuff, all sorts of stuff to check out. And if you go visit Oni at Spumoni Works, remember to use the Go Shopping discount code for not only 15% off your purchase, but it signs Oni up to do some more graphic design work for my little channel here. So if you want to help out my channel, check out my sponsors via my links and let them know you got there from here, and we'll keep this train rolling. But let's jump in. I'll get out of your way, get into draft view. I love the Azorius and Orzhov decks in the format, but I will play anything. We're going to read the table and try to see what's open here. This is not a rare worth taking. Lawmage's Binding leaps out as a premium removal spell. It is 2 color, but it is great. Skewer the Critics is also great and is 1 color. So you could start on the Skewer, but this is the archetype I like more. Early on in the format, I would have figured Skatewing Spy was up there for what I would want to pick out of this pack, but it ended up being pretty clunky and in a medium guild. I mean, I like Azorius, but like Skatewing Spy is kind of a Simic plant, and it's just kind of medium. Yeah, we just did Esper, so we could take the skewer and look to be the fun police, perhaps. If IGI wheels, that would be neat. Ill-Gotten Inheritance is, I like it as a top end for aggro, less so than like some kind of finishing for control. No, I'm not going to start with an IGI. I think we'll take the skewer, though, and then see where we go from here. Now we get a Rakdos Firewheeler. That's an interesting second pick to follow a skewer, or a Shaman. Immolation Shaman is okay, but I think the Firewheeler... Firewheeler, even though it's 2-color, probably the better pick here. Grotesque Demise is also good if we want to be Rakdos. But if we're going to be Rakdos, we'll take the gold power card for that. Nothing really pulls me off of this. Final Payment, Grotesque Demise, and Shaman are all interesting. But Firewheeler is enough better that we're just going to take that. Oh, man, and then into another good gold Rakdos card. So we're kind of finding our lane here. This Oligarch is better than Guildmage, frankly, but we're on this path. Goblin Gathering, not really a card. Undercity's Embrace, not really a card. The whole sacrifice thing just doesn't work super well here. Yeah, we'll take the Guildmage and just kind of lock in on this Rakdos direction. All right, this is actually great. We get a quality pick in Demise here. We're going to pick up the nice removal spell. And then there's 3 cards that if any of them wheeled, I'd be happy with. If Scorchmark, Bladebrand, or Roustabout comes back, that'd be a fine, fine wheel. And if none of them come back, then we should be maybe a little worried. Especially if the Roustabout doesn't come back, I'll be worried. Because this is a pretty medium card, and it's really only for our deck. So... if we don't see the Roustabout come back, I'll be a little nervous, but we're going to hope that that happens. Yeah, there's a couple of ways we could have gone, but we're being quite rewarded for the direction we've taken. And now, yeah, it's wide open. This is great. Let's look at the cards that are good in our deck. Bladebrand, good. Dead Revels, good. Plaguewhite, great. Skewer, great. Wrecker, okay. Like, okay. This is just filled with cards for our deck. But yeah, we just have to take the skewer. Plaguewhite is exactly what this type of deck wants, but removal's removal. We're taking it. To the extreme, I rock the mic like a vandal. Light up the stage. Wax a chump like a candle. I'll take that for meme value. You could make the argument for the uncommon. But I'm taking meme value. Yeah, Grudian would have been fine too. It was kind of a meme value pick there. Font of Agonies isn't really a card, right? No, this is not a playable rare. Neither is this isn't playable. None of this is playable. We can take a Smash in case we end up splashing, or a Plaza to potentially encourage that splash. I think we take a Smash though, and see, I really don't want to be 3 colors in this deck. Like, I don't want to run a Plaza in this deck. This is not a deck for Plazas. Here's a Roustabout. It's not the one we were hoping to wheel, but it's fine. We'll take this over Strike, or best of 1, we're never going to play a Deface. Frilled Mystic is a nice card, but obviously nowhere near us. I'm just observing that it's a good card in the pack. Recluse or Mana? Kind of want Mana, although, yeah, these are kind of equivalent needs in our deck right now, I would say. We wouldn't mind a little fixing, wouldn't mind a 5-drop top end, but this deck does not want a lot of 5s. Like, we want, like, 1 of these. I'm going to take the Gate because I'd want more of these. Yeah, Haj makes a good point, though. We also don't want more than 1 Gate. That's why I say these are kind of equivalent needs. We want kind of exactly 1 of these. Well, I took the Gate. I like the Recluse. I just don't think we want a bunch of them. Maybe we would play 2. Mike says 2 to 3 with a Firewheeler on gates. That's a reasonable question. I agree that Recluse is about as good as you're going to get at common for the top end of this deck. I just don't think we need to prioritize it here. I'm going to take a Goblin Gathering on spec over the Crocodile. Well, it depends on the deck. Nova asks how many gates is too many. It depends on the makeup and plan of the deck. Aggro decks want fewer ETB tapped lands because you really want to make sure that you're curving out. Whereas a control deck can spend some early turns on tap lands as long as they have the power to take over with some control cards in the mid to late of the beginning. Yeah, gold aggro is tough because you can't you get stuck on color and your whole plan could fall apart. That's why you want a couple of the gates, I think. Slinger. I'm going to take the Slinger at 3 over Scavenger. Scavenger's nice if you're up against like aura removal because you can sack one of your aura creatures to make a 5/5. The trouble is, if not, it's not the best. I'm going to take Slinger as a better main deck card here. All right, this was the wheel we were talking about, and the Roustabout did come back. So that's great to see. Hopefully we're the only Rakdos drafter. No guarantees, but if so, that's good for us. Oh, no, maybe this was the pack with... No, this was the follow-up pack that had a bunch of good stuff. But we'll take the Wrecker, and that's fine. This Vamp is playable. Kind of a weak pack for us. I mean, we do have Get the Point, and we'll take it. It's just not super premium. At 5 mana, a 5 mana 1-for-1 instant spell, even removal spell, even when instant and scrying, is just okay. Rip Simic. Yeah, this is pretty good, but we're nowhere near that, right? Somebody else gets the good Simic deck. We're going to take the Get the Point and move on. Deputy of Detention is nice for that deck. Again, not where we're at, though. We're going to take Spire Mangler and not be too happy about it, but I want to wheel the Trumpeter. I don't think anybody wants this. I'm going to take Mangler and wheel the Trumpeter. But I guess we have... All right, I'll take the Trumpeter just to be sure. I really think we would wheel this. I really think we would wheel this, but and that would give us 2 cards, whereas like Orzhov is going to take this from us. That was my thinking, that taking this gives us a chance for 2 cards out of this pack. Wherever we take Trumpeter, we're going to get 1 card out of this pack. But I'll do it because we're Rakdos and we're low on 2s. We can't mess around. We need our 2s. Oops, I was just trying to get back to this view. Speaking of 2s, we got excellent ones here in Hackerbat and Plague White. Plague White is arguably better because Hackerbat's not a reliable 2 unless you get 1-drops. So I think we're going to take White over the Gold Uncommon, which you'd think is kind of nutty, but we need 2s, and Plague White is insano in this deck. It is so good. Clam or Shaman? I'd rather have a Shaman. But I think we want the Clam Shaman over the Racketeers or anything else. Yeah, Clam Shaman is the pick. Hackerbat is great, but it's not what this deck needs as much as a Plague White, I don't think. Well, I lost to this card earlier in the day, but I don't like it and I don't want to take it here. I'd almost rather take a Gates Ablaze or just another gate here. We can take this gate and have our two gates taken care of. Yeah, I'm not taking a Spewer over a Guild Gate. And I don't think we're the Gates Ablaze deck, so here it is. Another Vandal. or a Scorch Mark. I think we want a Scorch Mark to shore up, continue to shore up things to do on 2. I think the Shade is actively bad, Rob. I disagree. I think the Shade is bad. Rafter Demon, also bad. You wish this was just better. It's just like, you want the gold common to be good, but it's just like, ugh. Just doesn't do much. Could just take another Wrecker instead of a Rafter Demon. Take another Guild Gate in case we want to play 3. Would we play 3? Definitely not doing that, though. I'm going to take the Gate in case we play 3, but I'm so unimpressed with another Wrecker there. Maka is a 2 or a much better 3. Yeah, I think we just want a random 2 over the Grudian 3. Yeah, haven't even seen a Juggler. Great point. Here's another Maka. The problem with the Shade, I think, Rob, is that it just, I mean, 3 is just too much. It's just too much. You just, like, when is this good? This isn't good until you have, like, 7 mana. 7 mana and nothing else to do. Or 6 mana, I guess. I feel like we found a good lane at first, but maybe we're just fighting for this color. I mean, Chillbringer being here is crazy. Like someone was saying, rip the Simic deck. The Simic seems like the deck that maybe would have been the place to be. Gruul, also good. Yeah, we just take this now and be like, why isn't any... maybe we play the Locket. I'll take the thing that is conceivably playable. Here's the Recluse. We didn't take this early over a first gate. Now it's Imp or Recluse, and you can make a case for the Imp, but I like Recluse. Racketeers, another reasonable 5. We could make the top end of this deck. Gates Ablaze comes back. Clear the Mind, Biomancy. Yeah, some Simic drafter is getting the hookup. We got that 4-drop back anyway. Actively bad. It's below replacement, I think you're right, but you can run this. We'll take another first pick, get the point, I guess, over Not in Our Color Angel. If you are, let's talk about rare drafting. I never rare draft on these side accounts because I don't care about collection building at all. I mean, this is a side account. I don't care about constructed on this account at all. I'm here to play limited when I have the spare dough. In fact, I should note this as a side account by putting the 2 here. Gravel Hide, ugh, not even good. Hey, here's a Blade Juggler. And it really is the pick. Flames is interesting. Daggercaster, interesting. But we don't even have a Blade brand for the Daggercaster, and we really want Juggler. Double D's wants the Caster. It's cool, but it's no Juggler. Juggler's where we want. Juggler's what we've been missing from this deck. Oh, man. Now, see, I think our packs have just been bad. Or somebody just downstream from us got into Rakdos and cut it, because now we have tough choices. We have Light Up the Stage for meme value, or just more removal. 3rd Skewer. I'm going to go Light Up the Stage. I think we have enough removal to actually go for the Value Town draw spell. We have Scorch Mark, we have Grotesque Demise, we have 2 Critics. Is that enough? Well, we have 2 Get to the Points. Yeah, with 2 Get to the Points, I'm going to take Light. I haven't had to play I haven't had to play constructed on my side accounts because I've built up enough of a cushion that I just get to play limited on my side accounts. But if you do run out of resources on your side accounts, yeah, you got to fall back on some limited, or fall back on some constructed to grind. You like imp number 1 over get the point number 3? Probably. We're pretty low on 4s, right? We don't have much going on at 4. Sad imp. I'm with Fenor over the get the point. Might even wheel the point. Here's a hacker bat we can get on board with. There's a trumpeter as well, but hacker bat, we're going to pick hacker bat number 1 here over trumpeter number 2. Carnival Carnage is somewhat of a reward. Oh, can we take the pack, please? Oh my gosh, what do we do, gang? IGI, Juggler, Carnival. Roustabout we'd play, but really the picks here are Juggler, IGI, Carnival Carnage. Whew. We are pretty low at 4. I think we want an IGI. It's IGI or Juggler, I think, and we're going to take IGI. Maybe a Storm Strike, as this is a deck that could use some that wouldn't hate a trick, and we have a bunch of these, so I'm going to take a trick. Plague White still being here is fantastic. We're going to slam that. Another Sad Imp. Crazy Hybrid still being here, but we'll take Sad Imp. Flames is still here. Another Recluse that we could take, and then for sure get rid of this Racketeers, you know. Yeah, let's take that over the Flames. Another Guild Gate. We're not going to play any more of them, though, so we don't need that. I'll take a Stinger, a Slinger that we're not going to play either. And Gravel Hide. Are we that desperate for 2s? We're okay on 2s. But we're not playing anything else here, so I'll take it. If we play a Storm Strike, we're going to play 1 Storm Strike. Gate deck was wide open. We passed a Colossus and now getting a Gatebreaker Ram. Take an Undercity that we're not going to play. Spewer that we're not going to play. And a Creeper. All right. Some really good decks passed here. I think there was I think if we could do this over again, the right seat for the pod was like Simic Gates. I mean, the real problem with bot drafting is that you never get 13th pick Rams, right? But in real life, sometimes nobody is the gate deck and doesn't want a Ram, you know? Yeah, Teamer Gates would have been really excellent. I think Teamer Gates was the seat here. Yep. This is a good deck, though. We're fine. We got cuts to make. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's look at our numbers at first. For first, 29, 20 creatures, 9 non-creatures. This probably wants to be a 16. And I think we cut 1 gate for that. We do like this. And then find 4 cuts. Yeah, Vampire is an easy cut. We're really thick at 3, so we want to try and although Hackerbat can be like a 2. Put that in 2 in hopes. But let's split stuff up here. Yeah, we can get rid of Slinger as too low quality. Could get maybe rid of 1 Maka, but I think we just want the 2s because this isn't going to be a reliable 2. Carrion Imp, maybe a Wrecker. Yeah, I like cutting a wrecker. Where does this put us? 16-9, and maybe like even the strike. Although the strike, I think, might even be better than the get the point in this deck in terms of like destroying creatures for 1 mana instead of destroying them for 5. Of course, a block has to happen, but we're expecting to be blocked a lot. That's the thing. Scorch mark, medium. Yeah, I think it's get the point, cut a get the point, or cut the storm strike. And actually I'm going to cut a get the point. And when we draw the storm strike, we'll ask ourselves if we would rather have it be a get the point. But I think this is going to be a good card in this deck. Like Plague White, when they finally can block the Plague White, we actually storm strike and kill the thing, you know. I'm going to go with this, and what are we calling this deck? We're going to call this deck vanilla flavored. Because of our Burning Tree Vandal. Metzger wants to know how I did that pile separation. So there's this triangle on the border, right, that goes top bottom. You move your deck up to the top, and then in the search field, you put T, which stands for type. And then you can put in whatever type you want to appear on the top. So we could even go instant, for example, INS for instance, and then it sorts our instance to the top. Or we can go, in this case, CRE for creatures, and it sorts the creatures to the top. And even go land. So our land to the top. No, I don't think it does types. But you can do. Oh no, it does. Look, sorts our goblins to the top. There you go. It works. I learned something myself. All right, let's see how we do. Go into the battlefield mode, and around here we do a par poll. If we were to play this event out 1,000,000 times, what do you think our average win count would be? How many wins do you think this deck would expect on average? Can't keep this, don't have a second land, unfortunately. We can keep this, though. I think this format is a lot better than guilds because unlike guilds, all of the guilds here are just more playable than they were in Guilds of Ravnica. I'm keeping when I mold a 6 with an aggro deck and have 2 lands with both my colors and 2 I'm getting greedy. Mike isn't going to get greedy. He wants to throw back the imp. Make sure we have our 3rd land for the juggler. I'm being greedy. We'll see what happens. There we go. Never punished. And they can't really block. This is the unblockability of the Plague White. Pestilent Spirit, 3/2 Menace, Death Touch. Instant and sorcery spells you control have Death Touch, so it basically turns red removal into pure removal. Let's see, how do we want to approach this one? I think we're still just sending in. We'll take Juggler for Enforcer trade and Plague White trades for either of those, so it's still a swing in. And then we probably get Hackerbat. Or maybe just play Vandal. Yeah, the White Judgment would become pretty lethal with that card out for sure. And let's go ahead and use all our mana here. We could play Hackerbat, but I like I like mana efficiency. And of course, you know, meme value. Duh.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Demised. All right, we get to 2 spell, though. We're going to send in the Plague White and play a White and a Hackerbat. Kind of a race situation here. They just seem to be going hog with the Menace 3-power Death Touch. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm not blocking. They've kept a Spirit back. What do you think that means? Are they just looking to chump, or... I don't know what this is about, but we're going to find out, I guess. I guess we could wreck and attack. We can haste this. You think it's Blade Brand? Yeah, it could be Blade Brand. That's fair. But they can't trade for a white. That's the thing. That's why it's so good. Yeah, they can have our Hackerbat, right? The question is, do we want Wrecker or Imp? Yeah, let's go Wrecker. You want to Wrecker Haste? And then say, do what you will. Here comes the Blade Brand. Cardboard Live is open. Don't know if it's working. Oh, final payment. Okay. That's much better. I mean, for us. Like, I'm glad that it was a final payment. Judged. Clam or Shaman? I think we go with an attack here. Play our Imp. And then next turn we can haste out a Shaman and remove blockers. High Alert is actually a non-bow for Oppo in the sense that it makes the Spirit deal less damage. But now we're threatening lethal. I think we got this. I don't see what they have for a single black. And we do. Oh, it got moved. That's what happened. Stop that. Silly. All right, hold on. Just want to move this up a little bit. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good enough. Yeah, sometimes we're a stream setup stream, but hopefully we're done with that now. Yeah, the multi-account thing leads you to doing a lot of ranked play against lower ranked players because you're going to end up with accounts that fall down. Like once a month, all of your accounts are going to drop, right? We really want a 2 here, but I can't throw this back. Oppo going first. On the one hand, this is problematic. On the other hand, I just don't feel like I can throw this back. Would anybody mulligan this without early play? But with both of all of our colors and 2 draws to find a 2, right? It's just, we might get unlucky, but we just have to keep this. Of course, Oppo with the curve out start and us not finding what we were looking for, but I still don't mind because I think we can beat a Shade, we can beat a Panther. Like, they're curving out, but they are not as, like, this is the scary card, not as scary as these two. Do we scry here? I don't think we scry here, Mike. You would? I guess, but we have a light up the stage, and this isn't that much. Well, we might. I mean, you do what you gotta. All right, I'll scry. Some smart brains in chat feel like we should scry, so go ahead. We'll do it. Hackerbat is a 3, so we're gonna keep. Look at that Plague White, though. It just attacks into everything. But we get to kill it next turn, so I'm excited about that. Light up the stage. Let's. You trade? I didn't want to trade because we have Firewheeler to pick it off here. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. That's true. We could have picked off the Panther instead or whatever, but... let's see. Now we want to go... I like IGI to counteract theirs. Yeah. And do we want to offer for the Panther? This is where Mike's line lets us keep attacking with the Firewheeler, which is why he wanted to do it that way. Let's see. I could offer the Hackerbat, though. Right? Hackerbat, we send that in. Yeah, I'll send in the Hackerbat. Let's see if they want to trade any of this stuff for the Hackerbat, and then I'll drop IGI. So that's fine. That's a great trade, if assuming this happens here. Yeah, one great benefit of IGI is that all of your spectacle is triggered every turn. We're gonna ditch the Maka here, least important card in the hand. And let's start with the light.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Now, I know we could Maka here, but this is going to be around for us to play next turn, so let's Imp here, and then next turn we get Roustabout and Maka off of the 5th land. Or off, you know, off the land we have already. I think I will send Firewheeler first, though. Trading off a lot with Oppo. I'm a little worried that they're going to just get value back with like you know, Dead Revels, but Gotta make your plays. And we'll get rid of the Haunt, and then Dead Revels won't be as bad. Ooh, I was going to play the land, but with Vandal, we could save it to loot it. But also, we need to cast this turn anyway. So maybe we'll go Roustabout Vandal, and then next... or Maka Vandal, and then next turn pitch the Swamp. Yeah, we could wait on this and do this next turn, too. Yeah, whatever. One of these two. You like holding the land for the loot? I do. I'm going to do that. We do want to get to 6, though, with Inheritance, but we'll get there eventually. They got a 3/3 effectively, so I'm going to wait and go ahead and put a counter on the Vandal.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like
And I
a
am going to play
candle.
one of the lands, because we do want to be able to sack the IGI at some point. All right. Well, we're going to trade Skewer plus Vandal for that Shade, but then we should be in fantastic shape. Rob, the Shade is bad. Don't play it. The person playing the Shade here is going to lose, partly because their Shade is really bad. Sending everything, since any block they make is going to be finished off with the Skewer. Definitely throwing shade on the Shade. This is just not a good card. Of course, you can define points in the game where almost any Magic card is good, but this is not good in enough points of the game to be a good card. Rob. It's a bad card. Don't play it. Yes. Finally, when they had 9 mana, they were able to turn it into a 2-for-1. Well, I don't know what we even have to, like, what do we play lands to even accomplish? I guess Rakdos Trumpeter has mana sink. But it's really like the only reason to play lands at this point is Trumpeter. That and being able to, like, sack the IGI while still doing other stuff. Yeah, that's true, Mike. We could have kept the Rummager to try and keep strong this game. All right, well, this is a weird little battle between the opposing IGIs. I'm going to go ahead and play the Mountain again. We don't really have a reason to hold land besides representing, and it doesn't do that much. Second IGI is no problem as long as we just come up with another creature. But yeah, everybody's rich.
I'm rich, yes!
Play an awesome creature without hexproof or die triggers so that we can get the point and get a scry. That would be nice. Yeah, this is a great example of why IGI is more of a top-end aggro card than control finisher. Oops, wait, that's not the right one. Wrong meme. This one.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Yeah, we do have to keep in mind that Oppo can hit us for 8 out of nowhere, but we can respond with draining him for 4 back as long as we keep our own mana up. All right, well, now let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's pretty good. Now we've got to drain them, and when we're not dead, no. 5, 6, 7, 8. They can't double activate here. We have to fire it off, but we're not dead. Come on! I told you, though, whenever we do the first meme, we're guaranteed the second.
We will say goodbye to flesh and blood.
If they don't come up with a creature, we're going to get the point our own roustabout looking for something better. Find a skewer and we can force... Yes! I was going to say, find a skewer and we can force them to give up on their IGIs.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Of course they rip. Of course they rip. Why wouldn't they rip? Unbelievable. We both flooded out a ton, but the actual double IGI is going to get there for them. I can't believe we lost that, but we lost that. Yeah, turns out if we had not done the demise trick, we'd be or get the point trick, we would have won. But we knew what we were trying to accomplish. It was still the correct play. If we had knowledge of the top of our deck, we would have done it differently. But we didn't have knowledge of the top of our deck, so we did what we could. Yeah, interestingly, we lost to our opponent's flood. If our opponent had not flooded, and had played a creature, we would have won. Funny. All right, let's keep going, though. This deck is great, and I'm not going to let that drag me down. We got this. That's what I'm talking about. Good deck is good, and we're going to show this Oppo what's up. She Wheels is in the tank on the mulligan, looks like. Those of you who are here from Luis and Luca's stream, thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. If you haven't given me a follow yet, consider doing so now, and then next time I'm in the air, maybe you'll catch me again. Yeah, there's definitely a way to skip the tutorial. I just forget it every time I make a new account. Got a nice curve out going here. Light up the stage is going to be great next turn. If we can start with that, I'll take it. Goblin Gathering is terrible against Plague Wights. They can double block the Blade Juggler, and that's fine as well. I'll trade Juggler off in that spot, no problem. So let's just send in. We could light up the stage. We're going to be able to get in next time. I think I just like double spelling on Plague Wight and Cult Guild Mage anyway, even though we could light up the stage. Thank you, Tron, for gifting a sub. That was nice of you. Firewheeler, good stuff. But good old Plague Wights can't block Plague Wights. Nobody blocks Plague Wights. This card looks so unassuming, but just look what it does. Nobody can block it. You can't block it. Yeah, quiet from the dog. I just think we don't have any, invading mail carriers or anything. All right, we're going to go light up the stage. Probably just Gore Clan, but, you know.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Yeah, I mean, I could Hackerbat here, but I'm just going to go Wrecker. When I first saw Light Up the Stage, I thought it was all on... This is the first time they did the until next turn, or one of the first times that we saw the text until the end of your next turn, because historically all of the red temporary cards have just been that turn. I really think this is a great design moment for Magic. Subtle, small thing, but somebody realized that the fix, that none of the temporary card advantage stuff for red was any good. And the reason why is because you had to spend all the mana on the turn to get access to the temporary stuff. So whoever designed this card and realized that the temporary card advantage of red needed to be across 2 turns, mwah, chef's kiss game design. Blade Juggler. Well, we're going to still just demise the Juggler and swing in. then if they want to trade, they got to trade Firewheeler off. And we still get Hackerbat after this is done. Is Light Up the Stage isn't too strong. It's simply one of Red's better cards. That's fine. Red gets to have some better cards, right? Until end of turn. Yeah, see, it's until end of turn. Can anybody find a See if you can find a pre-Light Up the Stage instance of until the end of your next turn rules text. I think it is because I just remember being so confused by it. Like, oh wait, this one's good. It turns out this one's good. Well, we've kind of puked our hand out, and we're in a aggressive front foot spot. But Oppo's got 3 cards, yeah, so we're not out of the woods here. But that's if they're using 5 mana removal at 6 life facing these creatures, then we're in a good spot. Well, we kind of do. There's a new mechanic that's only castable next turn, like an installment plan where you can't pay both parts on the same turn. Roustaboust. All right. Sending in. Forced block here. Hackerbat has a pump ability that makes this a forced block. Commune with Lava. There you go, you found it. That's the OG. I guess it was, since it was rare, I just never saw it in draft or something. Do we have Pump and Win? Roustabout doesn't have... That thing doesn't have Menace, does it? No, I don't. Oh, they didn't block. Okay. I was busy talking to chat, so I didn't realize they hadn't blocked. That was a mistake on their part. Let's see. We got to share some more sweet memes with our new viewers. How about... I always like this one. This is funny.
Archer.
Archer? Archer. Archer! Archer!
What? God!
Another nice keep for us. Ooh. Oh my god, this could block Plague White. I mean, they'd still trade, but it could... Oh yeah, so it can't really block. Never mind. Right. Oh, there it is.
You've activated my trap card!
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Footlight Fiend. There's something that can block a Plague White, because it at least kills it. At least trades. It's a 1-drop that trades with a Plague White. That's incredible. That's the best card in the set. Yes, Meme Machine is out of stock, but if you want to shout out your favorites, I'll load on the memes today. I don't think we want to do that. Like, just getting through, you know, I mean, what's our long-term plan there? If we go Clam Shaman here and then make this not block, great. We've got 2 1 toughness things out for the Fiend to choose from. I think we may want to offer the Plague White here and then decide after that. I'm gonna offer the trade, and then decide. At least it's a 1-for-1. We get it off the board. And then I like Roustabout. It threatens to block the Goblin. I'd trade Roustabout for Goblin, and if they kill the Roustabout, okay, they use removal on Roustabout. That's not bad either. Yeah, Vandal with +1/+1 is correct if we don't intend to block, but I want to try and make this trade. That's unfortunate because it puts it out of skewer range, but we can go, we can still find our way through here. Unfortunately, didn't find land. What we need is land. But, I mean, Haj, okay, they use Stony Strength, which buffed the Goblin. I mean, before we knew what they were up to with Stony Strength, though, it's a pretty narrow card. I mean, I really loved using Roustabout as removal on a Goblin as opposed to Skewer, knowing that if they removed it, oh well, not that big a deal. It's just that they just happened to use a particularly good trick in this context for it. I think it's kind of I liked being defensive with this and trying to use creatures as removal. I think that was a good thing. But yeah, we got to go 3/2 Vandal and see from here.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and watch it jump like a candle. Dance!
All right, at least we found some land, but Oppo's having everything to stop our situation, so not great. Now we gotta go... How do we even do anything here? If we go Trumpeter, we have a 2/3 first strike. Yeah, trouble with... Yeah, Shaman doesn't stop. I'm trying to figure out if we can deal with the Zerta, and we can't really. I would put Simic a little bit lower than Gruul, but I think all 5 are playable. All right, well... Can't survive any more removal. But if we find a basic land, we at least get to play a 6/5 that stops the Gobbo. Go away, Maka.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Are we blocking? I guess we would have to chump if they send both. I guess we wouldn't have to chump. Are we supposed to send this? Nah, it doesn't even... The 2 damage isn't even worth it. Might as well just have a chumper in case. We're not blocking, but if they remove the Recluse, we'll do it because we have to. Of course, if they remove the Recluse, we're just dead. You know, we're just like completely dead. And We can play Skewer and Trumpeter here. We have to attack with Recluse, though, so we'll start there. And then we have to Skewer this, because it can be skewered, and then we play Trumpeter to get in the way. Double chumps. Not great, but here's where we're at. Scoop it up. Hopefully no Embercleave off the top. Or Wizards had some problems. Hey Eric, thank you so much for this sub. 17 months, right on. I do throw up all my content onto YouTube. I don't puke it onto YouTube. I upload it to YouTube. You can check out my channel there if you want to see older content. I'm saving that for a better time, Haj. I'm going to use my backdoor capabilities when, you know, a Pro Tour qualification win is on the line or something. Oppo? What you doing, Bert boy? Can probably call my Oppo he, given that their username is Bert boy. Yeah, you can lay all the blame for anything you don't like on Arena with me. I personally program the shuffler to fail you when you need it most. I've often said the hardest part of game design jobs is designing the shuffler to cause pain for both players. It's really tough to cause pain for both players. It's really easy to make one person suffer, but how do you program the variance to cause both of your players to hate you? It's an important challenge in the game design universe. Well, we are fun police, and Oppo is fun. Let's see how this goes. Would love to see a 2 toughness creature from Oppo that we can fire Wheeler away. If not, probably just go with the Wrecker. All right, Oppo not doing nothing, so I'm gonna go. Let's see, what's max damage? Is it Wrecker Haste or Wrecker 3/3? Long term, probably Wrecker 3/3 here since it's early in the game. So I think I'm gonna go 3/3 Wrecker. Yeah, it could be Judgment. That makes a lot of sense. This, I suppose, it could be Wrath. Should we play around Wrath? I'm not usually one to play around rares, but it certainly would be devastating. But I'm not going to play around rares. I'm going to make them have it. If they have it, we go, wow, they had it. Ouch. You think so? I was just doing long-term math. I like having a bigger creature, and I think over time... Yeah, who likes the 2/2 now, huh? Who called Cry? Very good call on the Cry. That's okay too, really. They use a card for that, so it's alright. And we get to go Maka Maka. Maka Maka Maka. Fun Police are pulling into stability, though. This is trouble. Scorch Mark's gotta be the worst card of this bunch. We're gonna demise this thing out of the way and go. Something 2 toughness. Come on! Come on! 2 toughness. Turns out Oppo has no creatures at all. Creatureless deck. Still gonna go 3/3 Wrecker. I think that's just does more damage over time, especially if they're creatureless.
All right, everyone, chill.
I'm gonna send in the Maka. Either they let it go, we get 2 damage in and I play the Imp, or they block it and we play Fire Wheeler and finish off the Bringer. And then next turn I attack with both and do the same thing. Come on, Fun Police! Let's arrest this deck! Funny, this is the deck that's gonna have arresting in it. Yes, nearly creatureless decks were a thing. Creatureless decks, not so much. Nearly creatureless, yes, though. Jeez.
All right, everyone, chill.
Guy tries to win a game of Magic and can't get anywhere. Wee-oo, 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 wee-oo. If I pump, I can't play the Colt, so I'm just going to take this natural attack here and... Oh, you want to just pump. Maybe I should have done the math, but I just like getting this out when you can ping. We can just ping from a distance here. Maybe. I'm playing pretty quick, gang. I don't play perfectly. It is what it is. They're hanging on. I love it. This is what this deck does. It's what I like to be doing in the format, so I'm a little jelly of Oppo, actually, but hopefully we can get him. Fun Some police have arrested the arresters. All right, good. Made it to 3 wins. I really would have been disappointed with 2 wins off that deck. I mean, sometimes it just happens, right? We've all been there. You draft the best deck of the format, you think, and then you go 2 and 3 with it, or 1 and 3, or heaven forbid 0 and 3. Yeah, it just happens. But we got to 3-3 at worst. I love that. Right on, Haj. Glad you could hang out today, and we'll catch you next time. Looks good. We'll keep it. These Makas are pretty whatever, but, you know, we just need 2s in this deck, and they qualify. My favorite part of playing Rakdos is casting Plague Whites on turn 2 and cackling about how unblockable they are. We're going to go ahead and send in. If they don't block, we get to Blade Juggle. If not, we get Maka and Storm Strike. Well, it trades. I mean, it technically trades. The thing with Plague White is that the real joke is that everything at least trades with it, right? Like, it rarely doesn't trade. So they're just, I think, looking to trade, but we get to blow them out with the Strike. Although, they have mana open, so we could also just accept the trade and see. I don't know. I don't want to get blown out is the thing. Okay, they're just going to let us have this anyway, so that's good. Well, maybe not. What are they going to kill? Yeah, yes, no? All right. But it wouldn't be trading a trick for a strike. It would be trading a strike and a Plague White for a trick, right? Want to find another swamp so we can fire wheel. Love to be able to fire wheel this hybrid before it can adapt. Yeah, that's a good point. They may just really want to eventually hybrid, you know, adapt this and not trade. Swamp, swamp, swamp. No swampy swamp, but we still have this Storm Strike. And so we can still attack with both. Storm Strike, we were decided to play over a second copy of Get the Point, and look at what it's doing. Gotta say, Storm Strike doing work here. And do we want it to bother doing work here? We keep the Juggler. What are we doing with the rest of this turn? If we do this, we get to cast a Roustabout. That's fine. Let's keep our board. Let's keep it on. Let's keep it alive. Scorch Mark is interesting. I think we keep it because we can 2-spell to get rid of the Arinx. If they have, like, the Savage Smash, it'll be a nice smash attack, and then we're in a real race. If they don't, like, have Savage Smash specifically, though, then they've got some decisions, because they are behind in the race right now. Yeah, it's a good call, Swamp Lore. Tough to know when to trade off for Plague Whites. All right, well, Savage Smash would have been 6 instead of 4, which is why I was worried about that more. Let's see if they've got a follow-up. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. That's a nice turn from Oppo. But we have this Scorch Mark that's gonna... now can take out the Acrobat. And we could just keep racing. Scorch Mark, Maka, race, and then into IGI. Scorch Mark gives us a nice clean attack and gets rid of 5 power, so I like that. And then we do have this follow-up creature as well. Pump on Frenzied Arnyx is 6, so that's not a thing right now. Dagger Caster gets our Plague White. Man, can't find a second swamp for the Fire Wheeler. That's unfortunate. I like offering... well, actually, I like IGI defense now. IGI and blocking. Let's see. This only pumps power, so a double block on here while trampling heavily would still kill. I'm going to do this. Can we win a race? I'm just trying to figure out if we're... because we attack. If we attack... now, the attack back is too good. In fact, I'm worried about removal from Oppo that could just lose us... end up losing the game to removal. At least Oppo's in the tank, so if it's Savage, Smash, and Swing, it's they went to get a beverage or something. Okay, they went to get a beverage or something. I mean, yeah. So now, if we chump here, we don't really... we only prevent 2. We can block either way and prevent, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything, so we just have to say no blocks and go to 1, then hop back up to 2 and see if we can live. Man. Rolled hard by Gruul there. A little bit slow rolled hard by Gruul there. I guess they were just making sure, but I don't see how you don't just smash that. Yeah. Gruul is going to go over the top of Rakdos much of the time. All right, I think this deck was significantly better than 3. I would have predicted a 4 win. Like, I think on average we're going to get like 4 wins with this deck. I think it's a very good deck. And we just got unlucky and faced some good opponents too. Good opponents with good stuff, and had some rough spots too in terms of flooding out in that one game. But so it goes. Claim this here prize. Pop back up to our soapbox view, and thank you so much, YouTube friends, for watching that one little bonus action today. Thanks to some raiders that kept me on air, so thanks Luis and Luca for the raids. Appreciate that, and we'll see you next time, YouTube friends. Bye. And now, I believe we have a raid captain. Yes, Mama would like to go to our friend Alex over at Court of Calls. I'm going to hook up that raid just a second here. Shut up, Ryan. You're already talking. Not you, Ryan. Me, Ryan. All right, that was a ton of fun. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out for that. Thank you, first-timers. Maybe this is your first time hanging out around here. This is your chance here to give me one final follow before we send you on to Alex at Court of Calls. It looks like he's just about to start a game, though, so I want to send you in so you can get it from the get-go. All right? Have fun with Alex. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and we'll catch you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.
Blah, blah.